Hello, I am Max from Test Drive Blogs, and today we're doing a bit of an update video because I haven't done one in a while, and why not? So, basically, in this video, I'm going to start up all my cars, all of them, yes, and we're going to talk about the cars, and then also stuff with content, what's going on in my life, all of that kind of stuff. So, we'll go ahead and start with my 1994 Lexus LS400, which has been my daily driver for about, what, 2 months now? Now has 155,000 miles on it. And has no new problems to really speak of that I've noticed. The starter gets a little weird every now and then. Don't know why that is. Might need a new starter soon, but although it's done that since I got it, but it's done it more recently. I'm sure at one point it's not going to start, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to move this, turn it around, go down to the bottom of my driveway down here, and we'll kind of stack stuff up down there so we can get a nice look at all of my vehicles at once. Yeah, this thing has been fantastic though. I have really no complaints about it at all. It's been pretty much exactly what I wanted for a daily driver. It's comfortable. It gets okay gas mileage. And it's not broken really at all yet, so yeah. But there's nothing really much to say about it. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video with my thoughts on the car, I do have a review up of it that I put up about a month ago or so on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out there. Power steering pump is pretty whiny. It gets better as the car warms up, but whenever it starts, it's like, yeah, it's loud. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's loud. So, I'm going to shut this off, and we'll go ahead and grab the Chrysler. So this, if you've not seen it before, is my 1989 Chrysler TC by Maserati. It is one of 501 made with a stick shift transmission. Only for 1989, well, kind of. They made a few in 1990, but whatever. And it rarely gets driven anymore because of reasons that I will talk about in a second. Ooh, what is all this? I don't know. You can see my all my tools over there. Full leather interior, of course, nice Corinthian leather, as what's his face would say. I bet it's wet in here because it rained really hard yesterday. So this car is going to have kind of the biggest update or like plans section out of all my cars. But of course, like I said, it's a 5-speed manual, and we'll give the ABS pump a second to do its thing, which you can probably barely hear. Whenever that little anti-lock light goes off is whenever it's done. But yeah, I've driven this car about twice in the past few months. I haven't hardly driven it at all, just because of the fact that every time I have driven it recently, the exhaust has gotten extremely hot and has been glowing red by the time I am done driving it. So yeah, I didn't really want to destroy the engine quite yet, which is where the updates come in, but we can actually start it now. It may die. Sometimes it does. Maybe not. It's actually running mildly okay. And then it starts getting misfire after a second. There's a lot of stuff I need to work on in this car, but basically, I need to get this car running right because I need people to film it, because I need to drive it more. So if you don't remember, a while ago, before I even got this car to run, I'm pretty sure, I sent a tweet out to a bunch of YouTubers like, hey, you know, anybody want to film my car, ranging from, you know, That Dude in Blue, Hoobie's Garage, Aging Wheels, Doug DeMuro was even interested in it, and they all seemed to say yes, and we're definitely interested, but the car doesn't run very good. Like, that's full throttle. You can hear the turbo, which is nice. That's the part that I don't really want to go bad. But hopefully this car should be moderately okay soon. I gotta let it warm up for a second before I can really go anywhere with it, or else it will not actually go anywhere. But basically, my plan with this car, my upcoming big thing that I want to do with this car is next year. So we do have quite a few months left. It's only July, almost August. Next year, I want to take this to Radwood, which, if you don't know, Radwood is a fantastic car show that is based around 80s and 90s cars, the stuff that I like. You know, all of my cars fit into the criteria for Radwood, and I really want to take this car to Radwood because of how rare it is and the fact that people would probably thoroughly enjoy seeing it. But first off, of course, I need to get the car to run right, and I need to do a bunch of other preventative maintenance so I can actually probably drive all the way from St. Louis to California without completely just exploding, which probably will warrant an engine rebuild, which I have a guy that I know, a friend of a friend, that could do it for some money, and I might just do that because I have no clue of how to rebuild an engine at all, and I don't really want to start on an engine that was only in 500 different cars over, you know, the history of the car or history of the engine. That's basically the main idea, and of course I want to drive it all kinds of other places, but my biggest thing is Radwood. And since it's warmed up just a hair, I'll try and back this thing down by the Lexus. And I'm probably gonna make a video of like all the crap that's still wrong with this car shortly after filming this video. Yeah, it really does not want to go anywhere. That's full throttle. Alright, I'm gonna let it warm up for a second more. Window down real quick. Some more good news is that I will actually most likely have a garage of some sort to put this thing in sometime soon. So I can actually work on it and not lose things and not have to deal with a gravel driveway like I have before, as you've seen in my videos. So that'll be pretty cool. That should actually be happening really soon. And of course I'll update you guys whenever that happens. Because I definitely want to start getting this car fixed up as soon as possible. I think the misfire, there's something, I think the fuel injectors are funky still. If this thing would go in reverse, there we go. Just gotta go. But the fuel injectors seem to be kind of funky in ways, because I think one of them is doing too much fuel, the other three aren't doing enough, or all of them are doing too much or something, because I think that's the root of my problems right now with this thing. So I'm gonna have to take apart the entire front end part of the engine to, of course, get to all of the fuel injectors and all of the fuel related stuff, and we'll have to see from there. So here we are. I'll leave this thing running for now. Pop in the hood as well. You can tell. You hear the exhaust rattling too. Ooh, window's a little loose. And of course there's your 2.2 liter 16 valve turbocharged inline 4. Running about as good as it ever has. I mean, at least it does run, and I can move it around pretty easily, but it definitely needs to be fixed up. So yeah, basically, the thing with this is that this intake manifold is 100% in the way of the fuel injectors, fuel rail, everything fuel related that goes in the engine, which is all right down here. You can tell right there is the fuel pressure check valve or whatever, where you can check your fuel pressure, which I did, which it seemed healthy, so I'm sure it's the injectors. Other than that, the car's been fine. It's surprisingly, I hadn't started in about a month before this, so I take that as a win that it started up as fantastically as it did. And of course I still need to fix the windshield wipers because they still don't work. Neither of them work. And there's just a bunch of other things, which like I said, I'll go through a video of what all I still need to fix. But yeah, So go ahead and shut this thing off real quick. And we'll head over to the final vehicle, which, yes, this is my 1998 Ford Ranger XLT 2.5 liter 5-speed, which, if you remember, the last video I made of this truck was of how I was going to sell it, and obviously it didn't happen. So basically people were offering me no more than like just over scrap price for it, which I was not going to take because the truck is actually really nice. Of course, besides that and that, what is on my leg? There's a ladybug on my leg. But like the rest of the body is perfectly fine. It just needs a really good cleaning because I haven't cleaned it since I cleaned it to sell it. It's got a misfire, as you probably all know. And basically now the idea is that I'm going to attempt to fix it as best as I can, which is another thing that I need to have time to do, which so far I haven't really had any of. I've driven a little bit since then as well. I used it to transport a lawnmower and whatnot. It's got 197,525 miles on it now. And we'll give it a nice little start up. Hopefully not roll down the hill behind me. And this thing hasn't been started in about 2 weeks either. Yeah, this truck is actually really nice for what it is, for having as many miles as it does. And it runs okay, other than the misfire, which I'm sure is another fuel injector issue, which of course the fuel injectors are under the intake manifold on this thing as well. So it's going to be a pain just like the Chrysler. Let's see, can I? Ooh, I can let off the brake. The emergency brake probably should be fixed because it doesn't really work at all. Yeah. That's the only really big things on this truck. I'll probably end up making a big video of like fixing all the stuff I need to fix on it. Whenever that comes around, which, like I said, I'm going to have a garage soon for the Chrysler, which may also be a garage for the Ranger, depending on if I want to fix it there or not. But yeah, it'll start misfiring after a second here, sadly. And as of now, I've actually taken it off of all of the places I was trying to sell it on, so Craigslist and Facebook and whatnot. Just because I was tired of people trying to trade me like a Cavalier or something. It's like, no, I don't want to trade. I want to sell this thing. And the big thing with this is that I kind of want to keep it just until I get around to getting another truck, because I definitely want to keep a truck. Well, having the Lexus as a daily driver is fantastic. It doesn't really do truck things that well. Like I put a lawnmower in the trunk and I felt pretty bad about all of the grass shavings that were in the trunk afterwards. So I want another truck, but the truck I want specifically is going to cost at least $10,000 probably. So I think my plan is going to be to keep this, try and make this thing not overexposed, keep this around, fix it up, fix the bodywork, fix the engine, fix, you know, all the stuff that needs to be fixed for it to actually be worth some money. And because it's not going to cost very much to do so, especially if I do all the work myself. And then later on down the line, once I have some more money saved up, I can sell this and then get the truck that I want with the money I used to, or money I got from selling this. So that's the major plan for this right now. For now, it's just kind of sit for maybe another week or two, at least, before I can get around to fixing it. But yeah. So it's not misfiring yet, but I'm just going to shut it down, put it in gear, so it doesn't roll down this awesome hill I have here. So that is all of the vehicles that I own at the moment. All three of them. Actually, it's the first time all three of them have been in the same area pretty much. Yeah, so other than that, updates are, of course, as you know, I haven't been doing anything Moto Exotica recently. I'll talk more about that in a future video because I'm still trying to figure some stuff out with it. But for the most part, I've gotten a different job as of now. Oh yeah, I forgot to show something on the Chrysler that got messed up. So, you see this right there? That's broken because the trash can that's up there fell over and hit it and broke it. whenever there was a windstorm coming through. I still have the pieces so I can glue it together or something, but I'm kind of disappointed that it happened, of course, but I don't know. You can't really help things like that sometimes. But as I was saying, I have gotten a different job at the moment, so I don't know. Like I said, I'll update you guys more on that whenever I finally figure everything out. But I think that will conclude this update video, so thank you all so much for watching, and big things are coming soon. Big things. I'm gonna try and get some more content up as soon as I can, and especially of that. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out of here. See ya.